Depression and anxiety are like this. Depression and anxiety are like the ocean. The waves don't get any smaller or easier, you just have to be a better surfer. I've always been the type of person that always feels like I'm not good enough. That's probably pretty normal, you know. I've always been very insecure ever since I was like as far as I can remember back. Not good enough, not good looking enough, not cool enough, edgy enough, influential enough. You know, with how funny I can be, and in my mix of that and my attitude, I can probably cover that up pretty well. But I kind of want to start this video off by saying that, just to kind of like get myself down onto a level where you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. And today I want to talk about something that has been kind of evident, why I've gained weight. And I'm going to tell you guys a story. It'll end up making sense, but it's a story time, and I really want you guys to listen to this. Okay, all right. Whenever I get like, not nervous, but like this is a big deal. It's evident that in the past like year, especially, I have gained weight. I was in the best shape of my life like 2 years ago, like really, really good shape. And then some things happened, and I'll explain. When I was a kid, I was kind of pudgy in middle school. I just always, I never really thought I was a good-looking guy. I always thought there's something wrong. I always saw in the mirror something super wrong with me, and I always hated that I was, a little overweight in middle school. Sophomore year, after my parents divorced, I started like running a lot. I started eating a little bit better, so I lost a lot of weight. But like, I remember being in high school, I lost like 30 pounds. The transition from my freshman to my sophomore year. And like I got them like 130 pounds, and like I remember every single day, like I would check on myself, or I would like 4 or 5 times or more a day. I would look at myself. I would go to my dad's closet because he had the scale in the house, and I'd look at my weight. And I was skinny, like I was little. I was in super good shape. I just always thought that I wasn't good enough. With that being said, sorry, I need gum. Whenever I start getting anxious, I have to chew gum, so I'm sorry if you guys don't want me to do that, but even at my best or whatever, I still saw something wrong with myself, and I think there's something to be learned there, where it's like, I think that you just need to just accept who you are. But anyways, I'm just going to keep moving on. So, I get diagnosed with ADD, sophomore year. Doctor gave me Adderall, and that was fine. I didn't really abuse it or use it until college. College rolled around. Sophomore year, I moved away to go to Arkansas, and as some of you guys know, that was the beginning of my drug addiction and a heavy abuse. And some people think that that Adderall is not a bad drug. It is an amphetamine, and it is highly addictive. And I don't owe anybody the explanation, and I do not want to tell anybody about it, but it is a miracle that I'm alive today. I almost died on the medication. So if you think that it's not a serious drug, it's bad. But on that Adderall, I went down to 120 pounds my sophomore year of college. I'm a 21-year-old guy, 120 pounds. Look at this picture of myself. And what's crazy, what's so stupid to me, is I remember looking at myself in the mirror like I could fit my freaking pinky and thumb around my arm at that time. And I remember seeing myself in the mirror like, I could still lose weight. I still see a stomach there. What the hell? Like, I can do... And, oh my God, man. What's crazy about that is I starved myself on Adderall. I literally starved myself. I would wake up, I would pop a pill before even eating breakfast. That's how addicted I was to this medicine. And I would maybe eat a honey bun or some freaking donut that was like the worst thing possible for me. So I'm honestly glad I'm not dead because of my diet. I would start to get an appetite by 12, because I was so addicted, I would pop another pill, and so I wouldn't have to eat because it didn't matter to me. I was like, I can just work through this. I don't need to eat. And so I just kept popping the pills, popping. I would eat like maybe once throughout the day. The medicine kept me up usually till about 5 a.m. every night. I remember having to force feed myself. I remember having to force feed myself at 5 a.m. I had peanut butter in my room because I physically couldn't actually ingest anything. I had to force feed myself peanut butter. Like I almost threw up like eating, but I was like, Evan, you're going to die if you don't get 1,000 calories into your body today. And I still saw a problem with myself. It was great. Like I remember sitting down playing video games and I saw like some crinkles in my stomach. I'm like, oh, you're still fat, Evan. You're still no good. You're still fat. You don't look good. Now I look back at myself. I'm like, Evan, you look so stupid. You look like somebody who has a drug problem. You literally did. And I literally thought, I was like, for the once in my life, I'm skinny. I look fine. But I still can do better. It's like, oh. So I literally know what it's like to starve myself. I literally know what it feels like to starve. So praise God, by a miracle, I am no longer addicted to that medicine. Oh, I got my butt crack showing, dude. That's not good. Like, whole plumber deal going on. That was a mood breaker, I'm sorry. This is how it happens in my mind. I just bounce around. Moving on. Broke free of the medication. I started gaining weight after the medication because I was so used to just feeding myself whenever I was hungry. So I would just eat a ton of food after I broke free of that. And I started gaining weight. I gained like 30 pounds. I was like skinny fat. It was really weird. It was a really weird situation. So the summer before I graduated, I started working out every single day. And through my senior year of college, I worked out every single, like at least 5 to 6 days a week. And I got into the best shape of my life. Like I had a six-pack, and I was pretty buff looking, and it was amazing. And I actually enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it, but I also had the time. It takes a lot of freaking time. Then I got married, and I always told myself, like, when I get married, I will not stop working out. And I didn't for a while. We got married. We stayed in Rockwall. We stayed in Texas for 2 months. So I worked out a lot, ate healthy, like, great. It was great. Didn't gain any weight. It was fine. Then we moved to San Diego. I've never said this, and I this is gonna be super weird and so personal for me to say this, and we were super lonely in San Diego. Victoria and I combined have never felt so lonely in our lives. Evan Beckerman helped us move into our apartment the day we got there, and I'm so thankful for that. But it took 5 months for anybody to even come to our house, unless, we would go out and stuff like that and whatever. I'd work a ton, but because of that, we started drinking. I have never been to the point to where I would consider myself an alcoholic, and I never, after struggling with addiction so hard, I can never see myself getting addicted to something again. But I drank a lot. Victoria and I drank, but I drank a lot while I was out there. And as you guys know, drinking is very full of sugar and calories. And so having sometimes 5 to 6 drinks a night just to like cope with the loneliness and like it was hard, dude. It was really tough out there. Just cut it out, Evan. Damn it. So, anyways, we after drinking for a lot, we only lived out there for like 6 months, and because that's all we could take. So we moved back, and we were happy. Like everything was great. We loved being back in Texas. We loved being with our family. But I eventually stopped going to the gym because I was so concerned with like making money and being successful, keeping up with the Kardashians and that sort of deal. Like I just got so busy. I mean, I legitimately I have been just too busy to go to the gym. But that habit of drinking kept up, And, you know, I never really stopped it. I never had a problem. I want to clarify that. I never had a problem, but I would just do it because it filled the void. That is primarily what made me start to gain weight in my stomach. I noticed that even after I stopped my drinking habits a lot, I was still gaining weight. Like, no matter what I did, I was still gaining weight. I was like, I need to go to a doctor. And so I got my blood tested, and this is way too personal, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I have a hormone disorder. I have an issue with my hormones, basically to where I gain weight in my face and my stomach. And despite how hard I work, despite what I do to counter it, I gain weight really easily in my stomach and my face. So that's why, like, my face looks like the Michelin Man compared to like a year ago when I looked like a twig. A year ago, I was like, or even, no, let's just go 6 months ago. 6 months ago was about when I like got all the blood tested and stuff like that. And I got my blood tested. I literally saw myself in the mirror. I was like, I am so fat. And now I look back at myself 6 months ago. I was like, I honestly didn't look that bad. I didn't look that bad 6 months ago. Like, I looked like I was healthy, fine, enjoying life, and I still saw a problem with myself. Even when I was, okay, so I do want to go back to, even when I was the most in shape of my life, I still always saw something wrong with myself. It's like, you don't have this muscles, you still have a stomach, your titties are not big enough, like, you need to, like, I have always nitpicked and found something absolutely terrible about myself, no matter what condition I'm actually in. So, to counter that hormone thing I got, I had a surgery, and it actually, I think made it worse. And that is why, like, 6 months, you'll notice 6 months ago, around July, I started to gain weight. That's when I had the surgery, and that is when I started gaining weight. The upside, though, is my body just really holds calories in, so I started working out again, and my muscles have, like, tripled in size. Like, I'm lifting like 3 times more than I ever could, like in my best shape. So it's kind of a plus to that. But like, now my tummy is big and my face is fat, and I can't stand seeing myself in pictures because I look like I'm just this fat lard, and I'm like, people are gonna see me from high school and be like, wow, Evan got fat. Like, even family now is like, oh, you've gained some weight. A lot of them are nice about it, but like, I know it's true. Like, I know I'm a lard now. I feel like it, at least. But that is the story of like how I gained weight. The reason I told you all that, though, is because like, I'm finally, like, recently, like in the past month, I'm not saying I did this perfectly, but I'm finally to a point where I'm like, you know what, Evan, you are just how God made you. You are just how you are, and that is okay. So what if you never lose this weight again and you actually look like a pudge in your face the rest of your life? Like, so what if you had this advantage early on in life that you had a really fast metabolism, or a faster metabolism, that, you know, and I am finally to the point to where I don't worry. I actually just enjoy life. I eat healthy. I eat very healthy, but I still enjoy foods. Victoria and I love to explore and get really good food, and I have broken the habit of drinking a lot, but I just enjoy myself. It took me losing all my weight, gaining all my weight, looking as like so good with my shirt off, like, wow, so good. It took me all of those seasons and all of that effort and work just to get to the point to where I'm at, to like my ugliest point. And just finally realize that, like, life is okay. Life is good. I am who I am, and it's so awesome just enjoying things without worrying about it. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm still the same person that always thinks that I'm not good enough, and I do struggle heavily with depression and with anxiety, so like, I'm still going to have points in my life where I look at myself and I'm gonna be like, I'm not good enough, and I'm still gonna have to fight that. Depression and anxiety are like this. Depression and anxiety are like the ocean. The waves don't get any smaller or easier, you just have to be a better surfer. I have taught myself to be a better surfer and just to kind of cruise along and just appreciate who I am. I like appreciate my identity, regardless if I'm not the most successful YouTuber you watch, or if I'm not the biggest or the best or the most in shape or this or that. Like, I have a beautiful wife that I love. I have an amazing family. I have more cars than I have ever imagined. Like, I own 6 cars, 6 Japanese cars. I have wanted to build Japanese cars since I was a freaking baby. And now I own 6 of them, and 3 of them, or I own 5 Japanese cars, but the Porsche, whatever. I own, like, I'm not flexing, but like, it's just like, wow, I have all this to be thankful for, and I'm sitting there like, constantly just nitpicking at myself. Guys, take a step back sometimes. Just take a step back and think like, whoa, what is good in my life? What do I have that is great? And I know from somebody, like a lot of you perspectives out there, you're gonna be like, oh, well, you have a lot to be thankful for, Evan. I trained myself to be thankful in the worst of times. Before I made more than $500 a month, like I taught myself to be thankful. Before I was married, before I owned any cool cars, before my life seemed like it was like put together. Like, my life has been in shambles so many times, but I've taught myself through very, very hard and like structured thinking, I've taught myself to just enjoy. And now I'm finally evolved to a point where I can just be like, you know what, Evan, your stomach sucks and it jiggles a little bit, but everything is fine. And you have a long life ahead of you to lose your weight, or to gain more, to enjoy more, to buy more cars, to lose more cars, you know. Any of this, all of this could go in a heartbeat. My life could go in a heartbeat. Anything I own, do, know, see every day could disappear. My journey through my weight, especially because of my insecurities, has taught me so much. And as much as I do wish I could go back and lose a little bit of weight, I am thankful for it. It's like a blessing and a curse. I don't cry. I don't. So that was weird. My goal here on Earth is to not be the funniest, the most entertaining, the person with the most or coolest cars that looks like he apparently lives the coolest life. My goal is to use my life, reflect on my life, and help others who might feel the same way. To use the really crappy situations that I have to go through and help people who might be struggling in the same area. That is my ultimate goal. Money is cool, cars are cool, but if I can live on this earth and change people's lives, that is what matters to me. But I'm never gonna cry on camera again. That's not gonna happen, so don't. I hope you guys had an amazing Christmas, and I'll see you guys later. Remember to not let your obstacles define who you are, but be defined as the person that overcame those obstacles. I love you all. I really do, at the bottom of my heart. Peace out.